Let's throw it open to you. Kids or country, Corinne?
OK, we'll hear from Jane first in Cambridge on line 3.
Jane, good morning. Morning, Jane.
Ooh.
Oh, she's been
gone.
got
We'll go
at.
to David instead from Northern Ireland on line 1.
David, good morning.
Good morning, Matthew.
What do you think, sir? Kids or country?
Oh, well, kids have... Just what you were saying, Matthew, it's different. Don't think you can put someone who's in the army, a man in the army, in the same par with a cricketer or a footballer. Just as I was saying as well, a cricketer or a footballer, has got a choice whether to...
Yeah, but hang on. There is, forgive me, I'm not making light of the soldiers. Soldiers are laying down their lives, and they do an amazing job. But if we win in cricket, a lot of people get a big surge of enthusiasm. You remember when we actually beat Australia in the Ashes over here in 2005? The nation was ecstatic. We all had a wonderful time. It can have a definite effect, OK? A victory in a game of cricket can have a definite effect on the national psyche. And therefore, to lose miserably makes some people feel miserable.
It's supposed to be fun.
Yeah, well, that's it. I think it was Bill Shankly said, about, like, I'm a passionate football fan. Yeah. He says about football, it's not a matter of life and death. It's more important than that, you know.
Right, exactly.
But it isn't at the end of the day. Somebody... I agree with you what you said earlier. A footballer that's going to play, say, in the World Cup, or a cricketer that's going to play, he knows when his child's going to be born.
Right.
He can drop out of the team and give somebody else that experience.
OK, David, thank you for that. You made your point. Thank you, Corinne.
An email from Fred. He says, I was at the birth of my child. Leave it to the doctors. I say it's no miracle. I'd like to see you try and do it.
I have to say, that sentiment, the miracle of childbirth. I mean, it's a miracle that people do in their billions, yes.
It's still a miracle.
It's not a miracle.
It is.
It's not a miracle. It's like frogs dropping spawn. It's not that much of a miracle. It is! Everything reproduces. If we didn't reproduce, we'd die. Look around you. Everybody's alive. It's not so much of a miracle.
You moan when you've got a cold. I'd like to see you giving Let's go to Phil from the Isle of Wight now.
Phil, good morning.
Hey, Matthew, how you doing? Oh.
Very well, thanks. Kids before country, sir?
Kids, man. It's a no-brainer as far as I'm concerned. I mean, I'm incredulous. In fact, I've got to agree with Mr. Galloway. I think he's spot on. Do you know what I mean? It's a form of recreation. No matter what level it's at, no matter how much money's involved, it's just a means of recreation, guys. I'm sorry. OK,
so the fact that there is an elite of 11 culled from a population of 65 million people, we don't think that we could have found somebody else to take his place, rather than have a
the bedside?
No, well, possibly. Good point. Somebody else take his place in the team. If you're not going to be there, if you want to put your family first, don't try and put yourself up for the team. Don't try and play when you're not at your best.
No, I'm afraid I disagree, because you can go across the board in terms of all other areas that you can work in, and you can fall into...
I think Melissa's point...
I'm saying, no, man, you've got to put... In fact, let me put it to you this way. You've got family, community, then society. Do you get me? So, as far as I'm concerned, family must always come first.
OK, what about Melissa's point?
I can't understand why...
What about Melissa's point, right? Surgeon trying to save someone's life, gets a call from his missus, I'm about to do the miracle of childbirth, come on over. Do you leave them to die, or do you go, what do you do? OK, thanks for the call, Phil. Is there another? Oh, no, let's do the audience.
Chloe, so what do you think? Kids or country?
Country, I think.
Really?
Think of all the fans who are disappointing, and if you've changed your life for this particular sport, what's the point in wasting a chance of a lifetime if you're...
So the women are tending to say the men don't have to be there, and the men to a man are saying you should be there.
Yeah.
It shows you the usefulness of men at the bedside, actually. the women know that actually there's not much point in them being there, coming over all faint.
But you do, yeah. You do come in handy.